Happy Sunday, y'all. We are back in the building. And I just wanted to come on here real quick because I was sent something yesterday that makes this whole situation with the Braxtons like it really confirms what I had been thinking all along. And so I want to walk with you guys through exactly what we know and exactly what we have now just found out. So on the Braxtons, y'all know that Tamar approached the sisters and she was basically like, you know, they thought that they were coming there to talk about their mom. She wanted to talk about the cease and desist that she was sent. Now, I'm assuming that this was related to having Ashley on her podcast, but the lines are kind of blurry right now because in the scene, Tamar makes it seem as though one of the sisters is responsible or all of them, or she's questioning, right? Let me put the alleged badge up here because it sounds like she is questioning if they had anything to do with this, or if they knew, or if they gave the address to the person who sent it, right? To the attorney who sent it. And so it comes up that the attorney that it was from was representing at least or has represented the family in the past. Well, I told you guys that my thought was it would seem to be that what we know from Ashley's statements online that it could have potentially been maybe from her father. No, we don't know that for certain. It's not been stated who it's from at this point just yet, but we know that she talked about her father potentially lawyering up about whatever she was going to be revealing about the family or whatnot, what have you. I don't really know about all that at this point. What I do know is that we do now know the attorney in question that was being mentioned in the episode. All right. So apparently his name is Antavius Weems. Okay. So listen, I saw this last night. I kind of was diving all the way into the interview and I was like, what's going on? So I'm gonna tell you what was revealed. I think you guys should go watch this for yourselves because it was a very intriguing episode. And if you are interested in the Braxtons in general, I just think that this is just quite the episode that you need to watch. Like these guys, they had all the questions that I really wanted to know, and they asked everything. And I felt like he gave everything that we needed to know. So if you are yourself like me, like a little bit of a law and order university, SUV university student, right, you will enjoy this because, again, it gives further details into what was said. So, this is what was revealed, y'all. Let's get into it. Okay. So, from what we can gather here, based on this interview on the brothers, and I'll link that video in the description down below. But so Antavius Weems apparently talks about how you would because in the scene, Tamar talks about, how does this person know where I live, for the safety of my family. I just don't like somebody. You got the feeling that she was concerned about the safety of her family, right? And so they talked about how you get a cease and desist sent to someone in a manner such as this. And Antavius describes the process as this: you could potentially send a senior paralegal, tell them to go to the concierge, simply put the recipient's name on it, and label it personal and confidential. Don't put that it is from a legal firm, a law firm. Do not go to her door. And he says that you don't send a process server because you are actually conscious of her situation and you actually really do care about her well being and the well being of the family in general. So that would be how you would get the cease and desist to that person without necessarily going to their door, disturbing whatever environment they have going on there, and simply giving it to the concierge with their name on it, labeling it personal and confidential. Apparently, this is the process. Okay. Y'all just walk with me down this road. And you don't send the process server because maybe you don't want it to be that knock on the door or that person following and yet and putting the document in your face like we've seen on TV, right? Okay. So he says that all of this was legally done. He says it was purposely done, and that the legal reason for the document still exists. He said it was not Evelyn, Miss Evelyn. He was like, it's not Tony. It was not Tawanda. It was not Trina. It was none of the ladies. The sisters did not even know that this legal document was being sent. So they did not collude together as it was seemingly implicated in the episode. It was nothing like that. They didn't even know that it was happening. So there is a tiny little gap in, I think, what he says here, and then what Tamar is also suggesting is that maybe she sent a message about who knew about the cease and desist, or asking questions about the cease and desist. And I think she said no one answered, because I think at that point no one knew, right? So I do think that at some point maybe somebody should have said, "Girl, I don't know." I mean, because here's the thing. I'm gonna get to the next point. There's no need for you to text them about who sent the cease and desist. The only thing that you need to do is look at the name of the person who is listed as the sender of the cease and desist, because that person's name is on the document, y'all. So there's no question about who sent it. There should be no there should be no text to me as your family member in the group like, "Hey, who sent this?" or "Why did they send it?" No, you should be able to contact that person who sent it and ask them, "Why did you send me this?" But guess what? The reason why is actually on the document as well. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't know a lot about cease and desist, right? Um, it- I mean, and if I got one, I sure would cease and desist whatever I was doing. That's just me. I don't really, I'm not really that caught up in all of this to really want to fight somebody on something like that they feel that personal about, that they had to go to an attorney, right? You want me to take the video now? Fine, I don't care. I'm on to the next video. Whatever. All right. Then um he says that the recipient of the cease and desist knows exactly who sent it because the name is on the cease and desist. And if they keep playing, he is going to publish the cease and desist because he has the client's permission to do so. So he says you will know exactly who it came from. When he's talking about a cease and desist in general, he says that you will know exactly who it came from. You will know who sent it. You will know what they are saying you did and what they need you to stop doing. So the question was asked from the brothers, why would she make this whole scene about this cease and desist when she knows who sent it? He says he has no idea. He can only speak to the facts. He was surprised when he saw the scene, and he's prayerful that at some point that there can and will be a resolve, right? So I mean, I'm assuming the resolve would be to stop talking about whatever it is that the cease and desist was sent over. But I mean, this kind of just follows along with my theory that you it seems fairly obvious who would have sent the cease and desist. This basically confirms you would know who sent the cease and desist. My question is, why make this whole scene about this if it can be easily proven who actually sent the cease and desist? I mean, if there was, does that make sense? Like, I'm sure that there are many layers to the Braxton sisters and family in general. And there are many reasons why this argument could have gone left the way that it did, because it spiraled from the cease and desist into very personal attacks on each other, right? So clearly, those personal attacks stem from things that have actually happened, issues that have been bubbling beneath the surface. So I think that the cease and desist was really a catalyst, but my argument is that it was a bad catalyst, because at the end of the day, you already know who sent it. If your problem was that like nobody stepped in to say, "Hey, y'all knew what I was doing, and why didn't somebody call the person who sent this and have my back, then that would have been a little bit more explainable. And maybe that was the implication. And the editing of the episode just didn't display that. But that's kind of going against some things that she actually said in her confessionals. When you go back and watch the previous episode and then you watch this episode, listen, I am down into the weeds with this because I just want to understand it. When you have an explosive moment such as this, and it is based on a particular catalyst, you really need to make sure that that thing makes sense because of the type of explosion that it's caused and the ripple effects that it would have on the show. I want to make sure that what we're seeing and I understand is reality TV. So there's going to be a little bit of zhuzh and made up stuff here and there, but at least make the smoking gun, the thing that sets all of this off, make it make sense. That's all I am requesting from the show in and of itself. This is not a knock. People think that I'm coming down on, Tamar, but I really just want to try to understand why use this particular thing as a catalyst when it can so easily be proven who sent it, why they sent it, and what they want you to stop doing. So to take aim at the sisters about that makes little sense to me, especially when there was so much energy surrounding it, right? So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. I mean, is it just reality TV cockamamie-ness, or is it, something deeper? Y'all, again, I'm curious to what y'all think, and why do you think that this was used as a particular sticking point for the drama that exploded in these past 2 weeks? Because they've been hyping these episodes, and I also got to take a little bit of like look at WeTV and be like, didn't y'all know? Y'all would have to have. Didn't you see the cease and desist? Did you not see it? I would have had to be like, girl, let me see the cease and desist. I mean, just me. If I'm producing, I'm gonna have to say, girl, that don't make sense to me. We can't make fetch happen like that. Like it's nonsensical. If there's another reason, like let's talk about that. But this, I can clearly see what is on this, and it can clearly, at some later point in time, be proven that you knew who sent it and whose name is on it and what they wanted and what you did or did not do about it. So that's the thing that I feel like. Is this a scheme that Todd set up to come to me with the bull? Help me. Somebody help me understand. Anyway, those are my questions. Hopefully you guys have some answers that I don't have, but definitely check out this episode right here. Again, I'll put the link in the description down below so you can watch it for yourself. The action starts around the 19 to 21 minute mark. Watch the whole episode, support them, definitely do that. But I'm just telling you where exactly you can find that particular piece of information where it really gets started. And there is so much more that they cover with regards to this. I literally touched the surface of it. All right. With that being said, I will catch you all in the next video.